dating someone closeted. Bad idea? I, 22F, and my best friend Tia, also 22F, have been extremely close for 4 years. We met in our first week of undergrad and became besties almost immediately. Over time, both of us have developed romantic feelings for each other, and we've spent the past few months discussing whether we want to be in a romantic relationship, which is kind of a formality. We already spend basically every weekend together, travel together, text each other many times throughout the day, etc. The only thing that would be different is really physical stuff. The one issue is that her parents are very religious, conservative, and homophobic. They are already in general suspicious of my friendship with Tia and are already worried that I might turn her gay. They know I'm gay. Tia's parents are very controlling and abusive towards her, and she is very afraid of their disapproval and anger. Even though Tia is living a 3-hour plane ride away in a different city as them to attend school, they still want her to ask for permission to go anywhere other than the school campus, and they expect that she will obey whatever they decide. In the past, I've encouraged her to stand up for herself and set boundaries when they are yelling at her or insulting her, but doing that makes her incredibly anxious and she's rarely able to do it, because standing up for herself just leads them to become more angry and abusive towards her. They react extremely strongly to her setting boundaries. The last time she told her dad that if he continued yelling at her, she would hang up the phone. He told her that he was disowning her and that she wasn't his daughter anymore. And the most recent time she told her mom that she was going on a trip out of the country with me, her mom was told her she was being disrespectful and immature and ungrateful by telling her instead of asking for permission, and insisted that Tia convince her why she should be allowed to go. I love Tia more than I have ever loved anyone in my life, and I think if we dated, we would be very happy together. But also, I don't think I can date someone whose parents would hate me and think I turned their daughter gay if Tia herself wasn't standing up to them. Like, I don't care how her parents feel about me, but I would care if Tia let them say stuff like this to or about me without standing up for me or setting boundaries. I also would have a hard time watching Tia's parents be so cruel to her without intervening or trying to get Tia to leave the situation. I personally think Tia needs to set more boundaries with her parents, even though I know it's hard for her, or she needs to go low contact with them if she's not able to set boundaries. But also, Tia's relationship with her parents is her business, not mine, and I don't want to feel like I'm also controlling her by trying to force her to relate to them a certain way. She isn't financially dependent on them, but she feels very emotionally dependent on them. I think because of the way they've trained her whole life to be terrified of upsetting them, so she doesn't want to cut them out of her life at all. At the same time, I can't imagine any scenario in which she comes out to them and they accept her being gay or accept me as her partner, and I can't imagine her setting any boundaries around that. The only likely scenarios are that either they disown her and cut off contact themselves, or they insult and harass her and or me for the foreseeable future. I love Tia and want to date her, but I think this might be a deal breaker for me. I think I would be resentful of her for exposing me to her abusive parents and not standing up for me to them. And I also don't want to hide our relationship forever. Any advice would be appreciated. Should this be a deal breaker? Part of me also thinks that she's 22 and this issue might get better over time as she gets older, so I'm not sure if the answer is maybe don't date now, even though you want to. Just wait a few years and see if this issue resolves on its own. But waiting feels kind of hard when we both have these feelings. Like, if I'm in love with her and she's in love with me, should I wait for her in the hopes that this issue might get better? Or should I be looking for other people to date in case it doesn't?